The challenge that I have since I've been a kid watching men is that men build with one hand and they tear down with the other hand. That's my only challenge to you. I don't care what you do, you grown. But what I don't like to see you do is put all this energy and effort into one thing and you build that thing up, but then you don't work on your blind spots and you tear down what you build up. I ain't tripping on no enemies or no haters. Can't nobody stop what God has for me, but I can stop what God has for me. All right, so this is why you need a coach. This is why you need people in your life, all right? Because they're going to, no matter how dope you are, you have blind spots. Over 1 million people die yearly in accidents because of blind spots. And I'm gonna say that one more time. I don't care how dope you are or how dope you think you are, the best vehicle, the Mercedes-Benz, the Escalade, the Ford Fusion, no matter what vehicle it is, it has a blind spot. So the reason why we teach the way we teach is because they gonna teach you to build up, but they're not gonna say nothing to you about your blind spots, and then your blind spots is gonna tear down everything you've ever built up. And so most of you, like, real, it don't matter how dope you are. You got addictions that you're not dealing with and they're gonna kill you. So you're gonna kill you. So I wanna walk you through the strategy. So first for me, you got God in that, you got great men and women, you got the room and you got you. And you need to leverage all four of them. That's my strategy. I've leveraged all four, right? I see people all the time who do their thing and they like, bro, I ain't into that God stuff. I'm like, bro, you don't need to be in the God stuff, but it's four in the equation. You can't take one out. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all, for real, I'm gonna show y'all. So I was blessed, y'all. I was born in the 70s. I was blessed, bro. Like I wasn't there for King and X and Garvey, but my people talk, like my grandma talked about Martin Luther King like he was a god. My mom and dad will still tell you where they were when he got shot and killed. I grew up when Martin Luther King was a thing, when our people was a thing. Hip hop artists weren't no disrespect, but hip hop artists wasn't the people, dope dealers wasn't the people we looked up to, pimps wasn't the people we looked up to. I remember a time when Black history was the real deal Holyfield. And you had to put respect. When you said Martin Luther King, my grandma had Jesus and Dr. Martin Luther King on the wall. Yeah. I'm just being real. Jesus wasn't real high, and then it was King one down there. I said, no, that ain't no man. When I heard that speech, I was like, yo, it's some God in that. There's some spirit in that. You hear all them people, you gotta understand, this was a time when my grandmother, when you would say white people, my grandma would talk slow, or she would quiet, or she would kind of be timid. This was a time when my people, when you would say, sir, they like, whoa, Martin was like, he had them like, ah. He had people who were scared, people who just saw Emmett Till get shot and killed, like people who were timid. He had people like, let's go. Yep, we can do it. Like, free at last. I said, that ain't no man. That ain't flesh. That's something else in him. That's something else that's speaking through him, that he got people from all over the world responding. That's different. I knew from that day forward, ain't no way, Eric, you're going to be able to move the crowd without having God. I take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. I was like, bingo, got it. Got it. He didn't say nothing about man. He didn't say nothing about men opening the doors for you. First thing it said was, take delight in the Lord. May he give you the desires of your heart and make all your plans succeed. I've seen humans do plans that didn't work. I was like, look like if God doing your plans, they're going to succeed. I'm just being real with y'all. Like I am my father's child. I come from where my people come from. But when I was about 8 years old, I fell in love with God. When I was about 16 years old and was homeless, I went in, like you hear people talk about lifting weights. You hear people talking about money. You hear people talk about playing football, basketball. I've been on God like that since I was 16 years old. 3 o'clock in the morning, boy, I ain't been playing with God. You look at a guy who work out and they got, like Jeremy said, they got, like, if you look at, like, you can't see it because it's spiritual, but I got some traps humans don't normally get. I've been doing this thing since I was 16 years old. God all day, God all night. I ain't been playing with this thing. I ain't been playing with it so much, and I ain't perfect, but I'm telling you, I only been sexually active with Dee Dee. I ain't even slept with another person because I didn't want it to mess up. I ain't never drank. I ain't never smoked. I ain't want nothing to mess this up. And I'm as human as you are. Believe that, brothers. Don't get it twisted. I got the same desires you got. But when I looked at X, what made me love Malcolm was when Malcolm got true to the game. Malcolm didn't play with the game. Nobody had no dirt on Malcolm. When Malcolm converted, he converted. And I made up in my mind when I got started in this journey, I'm going God all the way. Because I can't trust myself. And I don't want to build something up great and have it torn down. When I build this up, I want the foundation to be strong. Because if I got to rely on me, it's coming down. Because I know who my father is and my grandfather. I know, so I'm building heavy. Many of you are building up, but you're not building down. You don't have a strong foundation. You ain't strong enough for the success that you're about to get. You're not strong enough for all the power and influence you're about to get. I started this thing. My formula was God. We going God first, nothing else. We gonna build. I ain't got to dribble. I ain't got to play. We just go every day. We just go 3 o'clock in the morning. And while the world may not see the significance of the 3, they gonna feel the significance of the 3. What's your foundation? What you building on? I'm not telling you God, but whatever it is, it better be strong. Because you gonna be successful. You gonna have some, you know what killed me about cats? Cats, I can't believe. I'm like, bruh, kill it. You had opportunities. You didn't steward them. Don't act like God ain't never gave you no opportunity. You've been given opportunities. You blew them. Don't make this about her. Don't make this about him. Don't make this about racism. Don't make this about your daddy and your mom. You've been given opportunities. You weren't strong enough. You weren't ready for them. You blew it.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
The poverty mindset is you always focusing on what you can get. The beauty is what you can give. So if I have to start firing people for whatever reason, the people that I'm firing first are the people that I pay, but they can't generate revenue. Does that make them bad people? The person who's helping generate revenue, can I fire them? Because they doing what? They adding value. Ain't nothing wrong with nobody. Ain't nobody sweeter than nobody else. But because CJ made a commitment to make me a household name, and he did it, because he made a commitment to help me to grow financially, my whole family, because the next move is to be a millionaire. He said, I'm gonna make you into a billionaire. And him and Josh and Jamal doing what they gotta do with Tiffany, helping me get 27 gigs. Let me tell y'all something. When I'm with my wife, and it's just like our time, but the phone ring and it say Tiffany Haynes, I can't answer it because I'm with my wife. Who gotta make the decision I'm gonna answer it or not? Dee Dee gotta make that decision. When she see Tiffany, 27 gigs, 7 figures, what you think she say? Go ahead and get that. She might have another gig. That might be another gig. Go ahead and get that. Now hurry up. I'm like, Tiff, what up? Put it on speaker. What up, Tiff? Yo, this person called. What you think? I was like, what you think? I don't really know. All right, let's not do it then. And I ain't talking about money. There was a school. She was like, this school, what you think? I was like, yeah, I think we should do that. What you think? She's like, yeah, I think we should go to the school. Teacher be insurance. Does it make sense? CJ called. You think Dee Dee gonna be like, not right now? She like, answer the phone. But if we cool, but you're not generating revenue, and it's, you said it, I didn't say it. She like, don't answer that. You can get back with them later. Not because they're less valuable, but they're not adding the same type of, if you ain't adding value, when it's time to start letting go, you're gonna be the first one to get cut. They cutting you first. You better pray that y'all stay in abundance. But if the abundance start getting questioned, if all you're doing is taking, you're the first one to go. You're the first one out of here. I always tell people all the time, my wife, I'm good with my wife. I'm not saying that she ain't gonna never leave me or get with somebody else, but my man gonna have to iron, clean, cook, take care of the kids, get up at 2 o'clock in the morning because she want water, buy her whatever she thinking about she wants. Bruh, if you could do, oh hell, bruh. But you're not gonna add the same value I'm gonna add. Does that make sense? In my relationship, I try to make it 50-50 or 51-49 or 49-51. Why? Because I know if I'm taking from you, then you not, and I don't even be trying to impress the dudes. I be trying to impress their wife. I'm like, when you gonna bring your wife? I need your wife to see what we doing here. Because if your wife see it and she feeling it, then she gonna give you the cosign. But if you talk about E.T. says, she like, who E.T.? Why you keep talking about E.T.? E.T. don't live up in here. I'm tired of hearing E.T. name. But if E.T. take your life to the next level and you start treating your wife better because of me, she like, oh yeah, where's E.T. next event? Does that make sense? Immediate gratification, that base childhood boy stuff. Listen to me. The stuff you was dealing with when you was 18, 19, 20, like that sexual stuff, you grown now. You 40 years old. Get some control now. You're a grown man. You ain't no kid no more. You can't be tossed and driven. You got kids now. You got kids, bruh. You still sleeping around. You got kids. You still not getting up and going to work. You got kids now. You got people looking up to you. If you wanted to play when you were single, cool. But now you done brought somebody into this world. And as a pastor, I hate when people all of a sudden now, they want to get a divorce. Y'all got kids now. You should have got a divorce before y'all had kids. Why you gonna bring somebody into this complicated mess? They don't deserve this. They didn't ask for this. You a grown man now. Don't sit here and tell me that the baby mama drama, the mama be tripping. I don't care if she tripping or not. That's your son. Go make it work. That's your daughter. Go make it work. Do whatever you got to do with homegirl. Say whatever you got to say. Give her whatever she got to get. But don't let no other man raise your doggone kids. Don't let no other man raise your doggone kids. And I'm telling you, I was blessed that my mom got married and my father raised me. But I made a decision when I had my own child that ain't nobody else gonna raise. My biological father lost the right to call me by my last name that I am. I have somebody else's name because he didn't step up. So when I write my books, it don't have my name, and people who are part of my family, they might not even know that I was their kid. Why? Because somebody didn't step up. I don't care what my wife going through. I don't care what she's expecting. They're my kids. I'm going to raise my kids. And I'm not going to raise them like she want me to raise them. I'm going to raise them to be a man. And I'm going to raise my daughter to know how to deal with men. You ain't no boy no more. This ain't no base. This ain't no, I want to go party. You giving up that right when you had kids. Hey, party's over with out of time. Not time to be partying no more. Now it's time to create a legacy now. You had your fun. Now get to work. Now build a legacy. My son graduated, I can't say no names. My son wanted to work for a sports agent. He was all geek ant. I'm gonna work for them, I'm gonna get the chain. I said, the chain? The chain? The chain? You don't wear nobody else's chain. You don't wear nobody else's name. They eating off of that. Your family ain't gonna eat off that. You gonna get a check. We building money for generations to come. You don't work for nobody else. I didn't put you in school to go give your best talent to some other man. I put you to work for this legacy. You work for your family. You don't got no options. You don't work nowhere else. You don't work for nobody else. You work for your mama. You work for your sister. You work for your aunts. You work for your grandma. You work for your family. You work for your kid. You ain't making no other man rich. Some of you still on that boy stuff. You talking to some people you shouldn't be talking to. You grown now. It's over. When I was a child, when I was 18 years old, I act like that. When I was 21, I act like that. I'm 49 now. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I behaved like a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut her off. So what? She gonna get attitude. Cut her off. So what? Well, bump your boss. Cut your boss off. Your wife needs you. Bump your boss. Your boss don't run you. Your boss don't care about your wife and your kids. You care about your wife and kids. Do what you're supposed to do. You ain't no boy no more. You don't need their approval. You're talented enough. God made you. You got everything you need. You don't need no other man to sponsor you. That's probably what's killing you. You are actually on economic welfare. You on employment welfare. You on WIC. You just grown WIC. You on grown WIC. Somebody asked me the other day, what's WIC? Women, infant, and children. I used to be on it with my girl. I'm like, get that juice. You know what I'm saying? When we had got WIC, I was like getting different kind of juice. Like, get that juice right there. That's the good juice. Get the good cheese. My wife graduated, got her degree, passed the NCLEX the first time, went and got a job, and she took the WIC check back. I was like, what are you doing? Wait for him to call us. This free money. She said, this ain't our money no more. We on our feet now. This somebody else's money. You a grown man on employment WIC. You are living off of somebody else's check when you shouldn't be living off their check, but you're so afraid to fly on your own. Stop being a boy and step into manhood. It's higher up here, but the rewards are better. Oh, come on, y'all. It's higher up here, but the rewards are better. Right? And can I be transparent before I sit down? I just want to be transparent. I used to be on my girl head like, why you ain't got, what's up with worship? I used to be on my girl head all the time like, you ain't trying, I got one thing I ask you for, you can't.